I'm showing 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Tonight's public meeting will be conducted utilizing Zoom video communications. This allows the city to conduct essential business and comply with Public Health Administration recommendations to protect the public and city employees, to practice social distancing and limit exposure by not allowing in-person public meetings. To ensure that the public will be able to participate in our meeting, public comments can be submitted as live comments during Zoom meeting and via email at publiccomment@cityofglendora.org. Madam Clerk, will you please conduct roll call?
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I will conduct an oral roll call and request that each commissioner respond with present when their name is called. Commissioner Gerber.
Present.
Commissioner Kuyumjian.
Present.
Commissioner Chavez.
Present.
Vice Chair Louis Porcher.
Present.
Chair Burrell.
Present.
All members are present. Thank you.
Now can I ask Commissioner Gerber to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the
The flag.
flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Does anyone wish to reorder or add to tonight's agenda? Hearing none, I will now open the public comment period. I would like to invite members of the public to address the Community Services Commission on items listed on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once, both on and off agenda items. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. Please address your comments to me, the presiding officer. Public comment is limited to 30 minutes. If you would like to request to speak, select the raise hand icon in Zoom before the close of the public comment period. You will then be called on when your turn is up to speak. Have any public comments been received?
We have received no correspondence via public comment email or request through the Zoom.
Okay. I'm going to now close the public comment period and invite each individual commissioner to provide statements and reports, starting with Commissioner Gerber.
Thank you. I have just a few comments. Just before the holiday season, I was able to attend the Teen Center. They were having a Christmas event for the teens there in the center, and I was able to talk with a few of those attending, as well as a couple of the counselors there, and get some feedback in terms of what they liked and what they didn't like in regards to the program that they were doing. And there was quite a bit of actual communication. I was actually quite surprised, but I got a lot of feedback, and a lot of the kids enjoyed very much the opportunity to be a part of what they present down there, but they also felt that it was very underused and not as well publicized. But as we all know, we're in COVID, and there's been a lot of issues with communication just in general, and people participating in things. But they were very open to put together ideas on how they could grow the Teen Center involvement for the youth. And I vowed to them that in the coming months I would attend and sit down and hear some of their ideas, in the hopes that maybe we could put together some information that would allow them to try and recruit additional members and get the involvement growing as we move further into spring, and potentially away from some of the restrictions that we had with COVID. So it was very informative, and I was very appreciative of the responses that I got. And actually, they were excited to kind of give me feedback and share their ideas, which I thought was very, very good. And they all had a nice Christmas little feast while I was there. So that was good. Other than that, it's been relatively quiet, and that's about all I have to say at the moment. So thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kuyumjian?
Hi, hello, thank you. Well, I hope everybody had a great
holiday season and wish everybody a wonderful new year as we kick off the first meeting of the season of the year. Just a quick report from the Trails Committee. We have dates for upcoming hikes. January 29th with Big Dalton Canyon Trails, February 26th at South Hills Wilderness Area, March 26th at Little Dalton Canyon, April 30th at Colby, and May 28th at Big Dalton Canyon Trails. And on another note, there are 4 members of the Trails Committee participated and conducted and received their chainsaw training certificates. So everyone's happy about that. So we are ready to assist. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Chavez.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. Yeah, it has been a little bit of a quiet, slow start with this virus still, around, makes things a little odd. But it seems like the city of Glendora is moving right along. I did attend the meeting for the sports council, and seems like next, I don't know what type of help we can give them, but they still have questions in regards to how they can utilize the pony league. I know that's been a popular subject. So I think that's all that sticks out at this point. And, and I know others have already talked about it, and I'm still learning about that, but whether it's like city, I think we talked about whether it was city owned and, or the person that was in charge. So just wanted to shed a little light on that, because I think that was something that, it's been, I think, a subject for a while now. So other than that, they seem to be running right along with the sports, the signups, I know soccer signups are here too. So a lot of good stuff happening for the kids still. So that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Vice Chair Porche.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to just say that the holiday light viewing was wonderful. I'm not sure if that's something that I can add to this this statement section, but I did just want to say that was a great experience, well planned, and yeah, wonderful job to that. And other than that, I don't think that I have any updates to share.
Thank you, Brittany, or Vice Chair. Sorry. I also have to echo Brittany's sentiments about how wonderful the light thing was, and it was a big highlight for my kids for weeks afterwards. So thank you to everyone who worked hard so that could be a special moment for all of us. And yeah, besides that, I don't have any updates either. It's quite quiet. So we will. Okay. I would now like to invite Community Services Director John Aguirre to provide a statement.
No statement at this time.
Okay. Now I would also like to call back on John for the first quarter Shining Star.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, our Shining Star are both out sick. So we'll need to continue this until our February meeting.
Thank you. Now I'd like to request a motion to approve the consent calendar item 3 as presented. Is there a second? Oh, I'm sorry, I read ahead. I'd just like to request a motion.
I'll motion.
Second.
Thank
Was
you.
that Vice Chair? Did I hear?
Yes.
I second. And
Thank you. Could barely hear you.
Sorry.
Okay, so I have a motion made by Commissioner Gerber, seconded by Vice Chair Louis Porche to approve consent calendar. I will now conduct an oral roll call. Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuyumjian,
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Louis Porche,
Yes.
Chair Burrell,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
There are no commissioner agenda items and no unfinished business. So I would like to move on to the review of capital improvement projects and invite management analyst Danielle Smith to report.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Tonight, I will be reviewing the capital improvement projects and give an update on the projects that are happening during the current 2020-2021 fiscal year. Next slide. We are asking that the Commissioners receive and file this report tonight, as it's just an update. Next slide. So below are the list of projects that are slated for completion in this current fiscal year. We have the La Fetra demo and rebuild of the exterior stairs, the Legion Building ADA front door replacement, Gladstone Park Playgrounds project, and Gladstone Water Park splash pad. Next slide. For the project at the La Fetra Center, I was given a more recent update than this version right here on the slide right now. So Public Works has received a cost proposal for the design of the stairs, and they're looking for additional funds to cover that design. It was a little bit more than what they had anticipated. The proposal also had noted the possible need for an ADA evaluation on the building and that section of stairs. So at this time, they're looking for additional funds. Next slide. At the Legion Building, the ADA front doors that automatically swing open had been broken and were not functioning properly. Public Works staff had a vendor out to inspect the doors. The vendor was able to order parts and repair the doors instead of fully replacing them. So that project is now complete. Next slide, please. The Gladstone Park Playground project continues to move forward as anticipated. The playground equipment and the surfacing has been ordered, and the delivery is expected to happen in late February. Once the equipment and surfacing arrive, they're going to move forward with demolition and site prep, which is expected to happen in March. That is approximately going to take 4 days, and then the poured in place surface curing time is expected to take approximately 2 weeks. Next slide. The Gladstone Water Park and splash pad is still on hold due to the current drought conditions. At this point, staff does not have an expected start date for the CIP project. Next slide. So in addition to the CIP projects that I discussed here, staff is also working on a request for a new CIP project at Finkbeiner Park. We're working with Public Works staff to take an item to City Council in February for approval. If approved, the project will include the following changes and improvements to the park. New curbing, surfacing, and fencing around the tennis courts with the addition of 4 new pickleball courts. A new restroom installed in place of the one that's near the playground now. New curbing around the playground, as well as the installation of a poured in place surface on that playground as well. So we're working to take that to council, and if it's approved, we'll be working on that this year as well. This concludes my presentation. I can take any questions at this time.
I have a question, but it might not be for Danielle. Maybe John might know, but when the new playground's completed in March, is there sort of a unveiling or a ribbon cutting or is it just kind of like people discover it?
No, with it being part of a grant, we do plan on having a larger grand opening.
Anyone else?
My quick question for you would be your last statement about going to Finkbeiner, going to the City Council for Finkbeiner. Do you have an estimated cost amount that we're asking for? And if so, what do you feel the likelihood of the approval, or could they approve a portion? What's the obviously the goal is to reach for the stars, but at some point we would accept something. What would that possibly be?
Yeah, I'll take this, Danielle. Working with city manager, assistant city manager, it looks like all that stuff will get done in some portion. Like right now, we just got estimates for the restrooms. They're almost $400,000, but it takes about 8 months to get them. Stuff's on back order and that fixtures and stuff, but they'll be the same kind of the ones that are new ones over by the Liberty House. They might have they might be individual stalls and not just where you walk into the women's or the men's. But it looks like the same kind of architectural features will be there. The tennis courts will be taking one tennis court away and putting in 4 pickleball courts. So we'll still have one tennis court and then 4 pickleball courts there, and with new fencing, curbing, and new painting of the courts, and then new curbing, maybe sidewalk and curbing around the pouring place for the tot lot or the playground equipment. And maybe we're looking at new lighting. We have the Musco lights, but maybe going to LED lights for the tennis courts. But it looks like all that will be approved.
Wow, that's exciting. I mean, that's quite a financial windfall, so to speak, to have all of that successfully approved, specifically at this time with all the things going on. So that's awesome. Great job.
Yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay, can I request a motion to receive and file the report?
I request a motion.
I second.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Chavez, seconded by Commissioner Gerber. I will do an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuyumjian,
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Louis Porcher,
Yes.
Chair Burrell.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, moving on to the LaFetra Center programs and events. I would like to invite Office Assistant Rachel Oros. Did I say that right? Oros?
That's
to
correct.
report. Sorry, I'm off today. Sorry.
All good. Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. So as you know, the LaFetra Center reopened in July of 2021. And in addition to the return of classes, groups, and clubs, we also saw the return of the day trips program and 2 events. For the winter spring season in 2022, we have 6 day trips planned and 3 events. Next slide, please. Our ongoing programs such as book club, card games, ping pong, pool, crafting groups, and current events have all returned this new year. And our Journey Through Grief group will be returning on February 14th after a long hiatus. We have had several new participants express interest in attending this group, especially after a challenging couple of years. So we're excited to bring it back. Next slide, please. We will also have 2 new free classes provided by Citrus College: Health, Fitness, and Nutrition, and Reasoning and Cognitive Fitness for older adults. Health, Fitness, and Nutrition is designed to teach proper exercise and nutrition to older adults, while Reasoning and Cognitive Fitness is focused on the art of reasoning, critical thinking, and maintaining cognitive fitness. Our contract classes: Computer Adventure for Active Adults, Tai Chi, Balance and Mobility, and Country Line Dancing will all return this season, as well as our free classes: Classic Cinema, Sing for Joy, The Storytellers, and Learning to Use Your iPhone and iPad. Next slide, please. The Day Trips program resumed in November with Kurt Tucker's Taste of LA. This sold-out trip was a cultural and historical tour of Los Angeles through food. Christmas with Elvis was a luncheon and theater show with an Elvis impersonator performing some of Elvis's top hits. Next slide, please. Our upcoming day trips include a guided tour of the Battleship Iowa, a visit to the Getty Villa in Malibu, a docent-led tour of the Huntington Library Estate and Botanical Gardens, and a freeway series Angels vs. Dodgers game at Angel Stadium. We also have an El Segundo Blast from the Past trip to the Automobile Driving Museum with vintage and antique cars, and a stop at Old Town Music Hall. The final trip is a tour of Orange County called Slice of OC, which includes Ruby's Diner, the Hilbert Museum's collection of California art, historic Old Town Orange, and the Huell-Hauser Archives at Chapman. Next slide, please. The annual craft boutique was held on November 6, 2021. We had 34 unique vendors indoors and outside on the front lawn. This event showcased the artistry and craftsmanship of local vendors, and it was a great opportunity for them to become known in the community and for families to find one-of-a-kind gifts. The Salute to Veterans Luncheon honored and celebrated our veterans, many of whom are participants at the LaFetra Center. And as you all know, the attendees were treated to a catered lunch, and special dignitaries provided certificates for the veterans. Our upcoming events include the annual Health and Wellness Fair next week, the Volunteer Recognition in April, and the Older Americans Luncheon in May. The Health and Wellness Fair will have over 20 businesses, organizations, and agencies present to provide information on a variety of topics, such as transportation, public library programs, financial planning, healthcare, first aid safety, memory care, insurance, cancer support, elder care, and much more. The volunteer recognition is a private event to honor the many volunteers that help at the LaFetra Center. We have a robust volunteer program with over 70 volunteers helping at our reception desk with our nutrition program, teaching classes, escorting day trips, etc. The Older Americans Luncheon takes place every May, which is the nationally recognized month for senior citizens. At this event, guests are treated to lunch and entertainment. Next slide, please. So this concludes my presentation on the LaFetra Center's programs and events. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question. How has attendance been since the opening? In both in both programs and events.
Attendance has been pretty strong in programs. We have certain groups that are larger than others. Ping pong, singing, things like that have been especially popular, as well as the fitness classes. There are a few groups who have opted to remain virtual, but I think 2 or 3 that I can think of, but everything else is back in person and has very good attendance. Like I mentioned, one of the trips was sold out and the other one had about 2/3 capacity. So the first 2 trips went well. And as far as the events go, the craft boutique was busy all day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We had people all around. It was a really good turnout. I had several vendors telling me that this was the first year that they sold out, or the first year they even made a profit at, any kind of craft fair. So we got really, really good feedback from that one. And then the Veterans Luncheon as well. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, we had, 18 veterans and then another, 30 or so participants. So that one was a good turnout as well. Not quite as many people as the last one in 2019, but still, I think a good turnout. So attendance has been overall good.
Great. Thank you. Great job. Great work. Thanks.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear and see that everybody is really facilitated back to the LaFetra Center. I know for a period of time, when things were really shut down and virtual, I think it really took a lot of our seniors out of what they were accustomed to and put them in places that they really didn't want to be because they had been out and about. Although they were, I'm sure, very thankful to be in their safety of their own home and protected in that regards. But that's awesome to hear that you're starting to get people back, and it's bringing back the community and getting them invigorated again, and to get some of these other programs back that have been on hiatus, I think will only enhance that. So that's a great job, and keep up the good work and bringing back, a lot of things to the community that was desperately needed.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for that. Can I request a motion to receive and file the report?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Commissioner Gerber, second by Vice Chair Louis Borche. I will now conduct an oral roll call. Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuyumjian,
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Louis Borche,
Yes.
Chair Burrell.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Okay, now, before we close our meeting, I'd like to invite the commission and staff to make any closing comments. Do I need to call on someone to go first, or do we just let them jump in? Okay, anyone?
I'll go first. Closing comments. Just great to see everyone and Happy New Year.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. Looking forward to this year as we move ahead, and with all the events and the possibilities of that we've all started towards the back half and the middle of last year. Again, excited to see the community, the LaFetra Center, the Teen Center really want to work on trying to help get that invigorated again, for the community to feel comfortable that their kids can be safe and get the use out of it that is intended. We have some great staff down there, very capable and willing to be a support to our community. So hopeful that in the next 30 to 60 days, we can get past some of the scare that we were having, the illnesses with a lot of our kids being out. But looking forward to baseball, softball, and the work. So again, Happy New Year to everybody, and I'm looking forward to a great 2022 for the community.
Great. I'll jump in, and yeah, I'd like just echo everybody. Wish everybody a wonderful new year, and looking forward to things opening up, especially basketball, hopefully soon. And great work to you guys, to you all, and wish you all the best this new year. Thank you.
I second, third, and fourth what everyone else said. Kudos to the entire staff for accomplishing so much under the circumstances, and all of the services for our seniors. I know personally from my grandmother, it's been a big, just kind of a lifesaver of having that connection and somewhere to go and some friends, and taking a lot of burden off of the family. So family who don't actively go to the events and the classes and things really appreciate that they're there for our loved ones. And all of the kids' activities, and the fact that you guys are able to put together capital improvement requests and for parks and all of these things under the circumstances and the tight timelines you're working with it's really incredible. So, our kudos and thanks go out to all of you, and hopefully, we have a brighter year ahead, and everyone stay well, and looking forward to seeing you all again next month. Is there anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to say a lot of the same what Al said, and excited to be a part of the group here. Like I'm still learning about how everybody does everything, but it's nice to see. I really wanted to point out the school system did real well with, handing out kids like these, handing out the at-home COVID tests. Sellers did a great job of that. We actually want to get 2, and we've been safe, but the school system at Glendora has done a great job, and, as well as obviously the events here with the commission and everything you guys have put together. So thank you guys for that. Definitely make Glendora a better place to be in. and more new things to look forward to. But I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff ahead, and things that we can participate that I'm looking forward to that I have not participated in. And if there's anything anybody needs help with, John, anybody on the staff there at the office, feel free to call me, email me, or I'm not far, and I could definitely lend a hand here and there. But that's pretty much it. Happy New Year, guys.
Madam Chair, I have a couple things. Our winter spring activity guide was mailed out early in January. We had a mail-in online registration start January 10th. We had walk-in start this week, and classes will start on the 24th. We're excited to get back to classes in that inside and outside. So we're handling that. Youth basketball, we got the okay. We will start practice on Monday for that week. So the kids have to be tested. We're having the free testing down at the teen center, the saliva test, and then we'll start games on the 29th. We're excited. We'll do our kinder clinic on that day too. And then it will be a short but very robust season right there. We'll also have to throw in pitcher day. We'll do it probably on a Friday night over at the teen center, getting all 68 teams in every 2 minutes for pitchers. And that regarding Pony Colt, it's a school district facility with city lights. The Pony League has been in over 60 years. They run that facility. They have a winter ball, and then they do a wood bat league and other stuff. That is the only large field in Glendora. The other field used to be down at Sutherland, but the school board or the school district right now is not letting people on those facilities. So it's the only large. So even with 8 teams or whatever they have to practice and play on just the one facility. And I know the school district or the high school uses them also, I believe, for the freshman baseball team. So it does get used quite often. And that's all I have.
Hey, John, real quick, to add to that, if there was a program that, we could, and this is just, I don't have much time. So if we could introduce in the future, kind of like a community program, I think I call it like a sandlot. It's just an idea that I've been kind of tossing around where community kids could come together and, on a weekly basis and just play baseball. If you could advise us, not now on the call, but, maybe on the next call, how you think that would be something we can do, we can put together for this, all the kids that live in the city. And the reason I bring that up, because real quick, growing up, we always did that. We went to the ballpark, we played, we had pickup games, basketball, but baseball, I know Glendora's a big baseball community. I think it's missing something like that where kids can, play pickup baseball, because most of the kids in the city know each other. So that's it. In short, we can, I can, you can ask me questions on it before, next time.
Things have changed a lot of that. If it becomes organized, it's always insurance on both the facility, whoever's facility it is. They want insurance and knowing, so there always comes a cost of who's providing the insurance, and that it's just not a pickup anymore as it used to be. Like we used to show up and just play. Now most facilities are closed unless they are put in as an organized group. Otherwise, I know you can try to go to Goddard on the football field and try to play there or whatever, but most of all the other facilities at the high school and other levels are off limits unless you're an organized activity.
Okay, perfect. Would you mind if I, maybe when I have some time, maybe shoot you an email and we can kind of talk about it? Would that be okay?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that.
Anyone else? No? Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 7:35 p.m. Thank you, everyone.